Hey, Katie.
Hey, Rhiannon, how's it going?
It's going well. I just wanted, like, off the bat, just let people know that we are officially starting like a season two of Katie and Rhiannon are much too much. There are currently six lost episodes. They may come back. I do have the recordings, but this is going to be season two, and season two has minimal editing. So if people are wondering, like, wow, this doesn't have the production quality that we've grown accustomed to with this high quality show, that's because they're in season two. And so
Yeah, and instead of getting more money and more explosions and big things, we're
we're getting less.
we're getting less
Yeah.
due to normal life and
Yeah.
regular life and still wanting to pursue this hobby and our love of music, but also realizing life is crazy.
Life is in fact crazy. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I don't know if people are going to know the songs. Like, I'll do my best to like make it obvious somehow. Maybe we could just say this is the song blah blah blah, and then they can use their ears to know what the song is, and I don't have to put like the name of the song on the screen because it's not going to happen right now in season two. There will be no there will be no captions on the screen explaining what's going on.
I like it. Okay, then we'll switch up the guess what song this is, and we will just announce our songs. How about that?
Sure, sure, sure. I
I
think
like
that's a good
that.
idea. Okay.
Yes. I'm announcing themes, I'm announcing songs. There's just no guesswork. If that
Yeah.
was the part you love the most, sorry. It's going
Sorry.
away. Format changes from the producer. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, well, I can't remember the last time we got together, nor does space and time matter for when these get posted. However, the theme of mine was around Valentine's Day when we were going to get together last time. And so, well, one was just a really fun song that I found, the first song that you try to think of all these songs from your formative years in the 90s, and then one just pops out of the blue that didn't make it on a list. It might have ended up like two genre links away on a Spotify list or something. And then you're like,
Hmm.
oh my God, I forgot about this song. So that's going to be my first one. It kind of goes with the theme, but not really.
Okay.
But then, this was kind of a love vibe, and I chose for my theme like songs about wanting to change because you're in love with someone, or
Hmm.
maybe you've changed because of love, and it's kind of love based.
Okay.
So that's what we're going with. But the first song might not match, but oh, I was just like, I think I even texted you out of the blue, like, oh my God, the song, it's going on the pod. It's amazing. And I don't even know if you'll remember it, but it just
Okay.
makes me very happy. So let's do the old lady sharing and make sure I share with sound. Do, do, do. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Hey Leonardo. She likes me for me.
Oh, I like this song.
She don't care about my car, and she don't care about my money. And that's real good, cause I don't got a lot to spend. But if I did, it wouldn't mean nothing. She likes me for me, not because I look like Tyson Beckford with the charm of Robert Redford oozing out my ears. But what she sees are my faults and indecisions, my insecure conditions, and the tears upon the pillow that I shed. She don't care about my big screen or my collection of DVDs. Things like that just never mattered much to her. Plus, she don't watch too much TV. And she don't care that I can fly her to places she ain't never been. But if she really wants to go, I think deep down she knows that all she has to say is when. She name is Steve. She's the one for me, and I just can't live without her. My arms belong around her, and I'm so glad I found her once again.
All right. So you remember that
Oh
song?
yeah. I remember that song, and also like that part, like, and she doesn't care that I hang out with Leonardo or that guy who played in Fargo. I think his name is Steve. Like whenever Steve Buscemi is in something, I'm like, oh, or that guy who I say that literally every time his name passes in front of my face.
Right, exactly. And just listening to it made me so happy, especially after doing the pod for so long, and just like there are so many dated references, and like
Hmm.
his big screen TV and his big collection of DVDs, and like
Yeah.
all of that stuff is just mwah, it's beautiful. And all of like the Tyson Bedford. When is the last time you heard about Tyson Bedford? In the late
Yeah.
90s, maybe?
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I just remember rocking to this song. It was so popular. And then it made it more fun doing the research. Don't have a lot of research, but of course, this band is called Blessed Union of Souls.
Hmm.
And I was excited to find out that they actually formed in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I was like,
Oh, cool.
hey, okay. It was actually like their third album that this song was on. So they formed, like, I think in 94 or something like that. And then the only other thing of note that I wanted to say is that um, they even had, like, on one of the animated Pokemon movies in 1998, before this song came out, they did a song on the soundtrack. And it was like a big Mewtwo fight scene or something like that. So lots of nerd culture. I absolutely love doing this podcast because you just have no idea, first of all, what they did back when they did the song, but then throughout
Hmm.
their history, since we brought this up again, I'm like, get out of here. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. The
Yeah.
research is part of my favorite, and like figuring out everyone's connected to somebody somehow. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. And then when you're like, oh, 1994, that was like yesterday or 30 years ago.
or 30 years ago, give or take a few
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. It just made my little 90s girl heart happy, and I had to share that immediately. Um, the next song, I think you will appreciate because it is also, the video is amazing. It is um, Friday the 13th horror film themed. I
Hmm.
won't get to show you all of the hilarious goodness, but the band is the Menzingers. They are like a scrappy punk band from Scranton, PA that formed in 2006. And it's, the song is called I Don't Want to Be an Asshole Anymore.
Oh,
And,
okay.
it's basically about a guy who is like kind of wants to find a girlfriend. He's tired of being an asshole. And so what you will find in the video is Jason Voorhees realizing he does not want to be an asshole anymore and trying to go through the steps to better himself as a human being and find a love interest. So I figured that would be right up your alley. I
I love that.
absolutely love it. So let me get this party started here. Okay, I had to stop it. I mean, it's just a full-on beautiful movie, not gonna lie. But even I didn't even know where to start to like show the best portrayal of this. But at one point, the kill, kill, kill board, he almost writes it again and crosses it out. And they show him reading self-help books and stuff, and trying to get the girl and all that stuff. And having setbacks, we were about to watch him get laughed at in a bar by a bunch of girls, and then he gets kind of angry and he's like, "No, wait, I don't need to kill people." Oh.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Have you heard of the Menzingers before?
I don't think so, but who
Yeah,
knows? I doubt it.
yeah. It's kind of one of those things. They're on Epitaph Records, which has
Yeah.
a bunch of huge bands, and just had done some compilations with I believe Bouncing Souls, and they are recognized kind of in the punk community as a good
Hmm.
band that actually
Yeah.
can play.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like noise and an image or whatever. They actually
Yeah.
are decent musicians. So we've seen them a couple of times, and they, of course, like many of the punk bands, like their guys have been in other bands. And so I believe when we saw Menzingers, Tiger Jaw opened up for them. And then when I was doing Menzinger research, Tiger Jaw is somehow connected. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all of this makes sense.
Yeah. They've
Um,
cross-pollinated a few times.
yes, exactly. So I actually, have a shirt that's the Menzingers and has him with some flowers, Jason Voorhees, and the chainsaw. It's one of my favorite shirts to wear on Valentine's Day when I wear themed type shirts. So yeah, that's one of my favorite videos. Just fun.
That was
Um,
like an old school music video too, where it's like telling a whole story separately from the
yes,
music. Yeah.
yes, exactly. That actually came out in 2014, which is kind of late
A
for
throwback.
having an
Yeah.
old school
Yeah.
music video like that,
Yeah.
So the next one though, we're gonna take it all the way back 20 years ago to 2004. Um,
Wow.
uh, yes, all the way back 20 years ago. I believe you will have heard this song. If not, you've lived under a rock. It is Hoobastank, The Reason. And
Oh, I know this song.
so,
Yeah.
yes, it's a very mellow. It definitely fits into your beats per minute vibe.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's just one of those, like, if you had like a grunge or rock love song playlist, this would totally be on it.
Yeah.
And it came out when I was, I don't know, 23. Definitely in the formative years and the beginnings of the long lasting love with Nick, the current hubby, right?
Mhm.
So what else? Let me give you all the good stuff first. What I loved about doing research on Hoobastank was they formed in 1994, and they have a really big like Incubus and Linkin Park connection, which are
Mhm.
also bands that I love. But they all used to play at the same venue and kind of met there. And then Hoobastank had a couple albums before this big song, and but in 2004 they went out on tour and opened up for Linkin Park for their Meteora tour, which is like gigantically famous album.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of in my mind. I listened to all these bands, love all these bands, but I didn't think, I'm sure they toured together, and I didn't kind of put together where they would have met, how they would have ended up on tour together.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
anyway, let's listen to this lovely love ballad called The Reason, which fits beautifully into my theme of changing because you love somebody. Oh, and this is another dramatic video as well. It's very, very exciting stuff. Let's see. All right. Oh, I feel like, have you seen the trend on TikTok where it's like, I don't know, it's a guy sitting in a chair and he's like, there isn't one song or like one
Oh
note
yeah,
or
that'll
riff that
call a
can call a
generation.
generation
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, you got it. Just that bing 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 dee 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 dee. I'm like, oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is life. Oh.
I mean,
Were
even
you
like the
nervous? Were you nervous that she got hit by a car and she wasn't in on the heist? Or were you like, why is this dude not worried and running to her?
no, I was like, oh yeah, this video.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I was like, oh yeah. I this is also the era of band names that like, what is a hoobastank? Don't know. It's just noises.
Correct. Correct. And, unfortunately, some band names make me just like either not listen to their music or don't associate it the right way or something like that. Like Hoobastank actually has like a Crawling was one of their first famous songs, and that's a lot harder than this. But just like you have this beautiful song and then Hoobastank just sounds super weird. Like, what is a Hoobastank? That would have been
Yeah.
great research for this pod had I had given it
I'm
100% effort
I'm
on that.
I'm fairly certain it's just noises.
I like it. I like it a lot. I have one more song, only really in honor of Valentine's Day. And at the time, there were literally movies coming out at the theater. And I made a note to talk about Lisa Frankenstein because
Oh my God. Did we talk about this in real life already?
we haven't talked about this in real
Oh,
life, but
okay.
that is the movie that we saw on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was going to say if you knew nothing about it or didn't see it, you
No,
need to see it.
I
It is just
cannot
a
wait
treat.
for it to be on streaming. I've been like, so what's her name? Diablo Cody
Yes.
wrote this movie, and I love
Yes.
Diablo Cody. And Diablo Cody is like friends with one of my podcasts, and so like I heard all about it, and I'm like, oh my God, the concept of this movie. Like, well, Diablo Cody is, I think, a little bit older than me. I think she's like my sister's age, so she's like four,
Okay.
maybe 3, 4 years older than me. But she is like right in that sweet spot of like she's writing directly to me. Like her
Yes.
movie, like her sense of how
Oh,
the world is and should be
yes.
is just like, hey, Rhiannon, here is something that I created just for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what, we're huge Juno fans. I'm shocked yet if I haven't had Juno soundtrack on this podcast or talked about it. But yes, exactly the same. Just
Yeah.
but we talk about how like we're kind of embracing the absurd and all of that stuff, completely absurd. But again, it's one of those like satires. I'm gonna guess John Q. Public isn't gonna find this to be the most entertaining movie, but I
Mhm.
believe that people that understand satire will
Yeah.
love it. The music's amazing. It's 80s. It's over the top, like goth and weird. It was so funny and it's cute.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's cutesy and beautiful. That's the other part too. I enjoy a movie that also has like it's visually beautiful. There's a lot of different scenes in it. So anyway, would
Yeah.
love to.
I
So this,
cannot wait for this movie to be on
yes.
streaming.
So completely opposite of that came out around the same time was One Love, the story of Bob Marley. And so, Nick and I
Mhm.
got married in Jamaica. We have a very strong connection to Bob Marley and the Wailers and our relationship. And so it was really tough to choose if we wanted to go like comical, funny, rom-com weird or
Mhm.
Bob Marley One Love. And of course, my urge to see Lisa Frankenstein won out. So I'm just basically, this is a song everybody knows, but I wanted to give tribute to the One Love movie and actually just play a little bit of One Love. And it looks like because of the movie, they actually kind of have like an animated official video. And so I was like, let's just play a little bit of that
Mhm.
to end my set for my little romance fueled theme this week.
Mhm.
feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind? Just a Savior's own belief. One love. What about a one heart? What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in
All right. All right. Gotta love some reggae to get you ramped up for the summertime season, or spring even,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for my list this week. It was really hard not to like have you guess and do this new format,
Well, I feel like
but I like it. I like it.
these were hits that I'm like, I might not have known the name of the band is called Hoobastank, but like I knew these songs this week.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, good. Well, I have a theme as well. Um, it is also from the last time we planned to pod and then we didn't. So, as our viewers know, I am the mother of a one Hannah Banana.
Yes.
And Hannah Banana, we do expose her to a lot of the music of the 80s and 90s. Um, but also, she's just a little kid. She's not really absorbing it maybe correctly. And so the first these are themes that the theme of this is songs that Hannah thought she knew, but so the first song is the Eurythmics Sweet Dreams, which Hannah thought was by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, it's playing and I'm not even sharing. Hang on. Like,
Well, at least
see,
she didn't think it was Marilyn Manson.
that's true. I feel like have I already shown this song? I don't maybe on but now that it's officially season 2, I can reuse songs.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
I
Gotcha.
feel like I have played the Marilyn Manson version of this song already.
You may have. You may have.
Yeah. Because I mean I really like that like synth pop. Well, not that the Eurythmics are not synth pop, but like I really like this sound. As we know from like my enduring love of Depeche Mode, like there's a certain sound that if it has like that synth and like that drum machine in it, it's gonna be
Yes.
like I'm gonna be going towards it. So we played this song a lot for her, and she was in the car with her dad, and she's like, "Oh, I know this song. It's Fleetwood Mac." And so he texts me when he drops her off. He's like, your daughter thinks the Eurythmics and Fleetwood Mac are the same." And so this has been an ongoing thing that we have been teasing her about now for like around a month.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Okay. So clearly my internet is like choppy right now. So
But I remember we probably did like covers of songs with the Marilyn Manson and this one. because we
Yeah.
talked all about Annie Lennox, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yes, we've had these conversations. So
Yeah.
season 2, officially older ladies that repeat our stories.
You know what? This is season 2, guys.
We're much too much. Much too
We're
much.
much too much. But yeah, so just the idea that, we talk about this sometimes, that our music is vintage and classic to these people of the youths of today. And like she's 11, so it's like she's like a mega youth, right? Like she's Gen Alpha now. So the idea that she's like, oh, Fleetwood Mac and their yacht rock soft witchy woman noise, like whoa, whoa, and the synth pop driving heartbeat of the rhythmics, that's the same noise to her.
Oh, that's incredible. I love it.
Oh, so the next song she also thought was Fleetwood Mac, and this is TLC's Waterfalls. And I am just like, what is going on in this little girl's brain? Because it does not make any sense at all what is happening in there. Hang on, let me just get the right screens going. But yeah, like, is it just that this is like the mom music? She's like, oh yeah, Eurythmics, Fleetwood Mac, TLC, that's one sound. That's one sound. That was all clearly produced by the same people.
It could sincerely be a playlist kind of situation.
I mean, I will say that these are all on my playlist, so. Okay. So apparently there's like this extended dance break in the middle of the song that I didn't remember
Apparently,
happening.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun though, to just my stomach's going, what, when are we going to get to the chorus? What is this?
So, I mean, obviously, like, we're like, no, this is what Fleetwood Mac sounds like. This is what Eurythmics sounds like. And this is what TLC sounds like. So I've been playing like a lot of TLC. And then like finally she's like, why are they called TLC? I'm like, that is the ladies, their names are T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. And she's like, somebody named their baby Left Eye. I'm like, girl, please. I mean, she's doing it to annoy me because like she knows about stage names, but she's like, somebody named their baby Left Eye. So your cats cannot speak back to you in human language, so you don't have to know, you don't have to hear it. Like I'm sure they're telling you this, but you just can't interpret what they're saying.
Yes.
But yeah,
And she's at the, like, just entering the sass zone, and just, I know a lot about the world, and I'm going to test my knowledge and language at all turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh.
the last song is Careless Whisperer, and there was going to be another song that she also thought was Fleetwood Mac, but she thought it's not like she's like, no, I knew it wasn't Fleetwood Mac. I was just like being funny. I'm like, okay, I won't do that. But then she's like, hey mom, what's that song where it's like wah 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 wah? And I'm like, oh, you mean Careless Whisper? and and her dad was like, how could you understand what she was, and you can't understand what I'm making, like try to get you to guess a sound. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's just such a like distinct rhythm and like
Oh
wah
yeah.
wah wah noise. Like, of course, what else could it be? So uh
But just so, did she think this was Fleetwood Mac also, or she didn't know who it was?
she didn't know who it was.
Okay,
She,
okay.
I mean, I feel like she, I, it's not, she didn't want to say who it was, but she's like, hey, what's that really good song? You know, wah, 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 wah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love it
So,
so
like,
much.
so the music of our generation has now entered the Snoopy teacher noise phase with the, you know, like the Snoopy teacher, wah, 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 wah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's now our
But
music is wah, 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 wah.
honestly, that 80s sax though has always been that way to me, so I can't really say anything. 80s sax. Oh, yeah. It's hit or miss for me whether or not I can take it. Like I just have to be in the mood for it. But always in the
Well,
mood
this
for
is a very
careless.
good,
Always in the
yeah,
mood for Careless Whisper.
this is a
100%.
very good specimen of the 80s sax.
Mhm.
I feel so unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. As the music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbye. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. Should have known better than to cheat a friend, waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you. Oh, time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend.
All right. I felt like I had to at least play the Time Can Never Mend the Careless Whispers of an Old Friend. So
Yeah,
get the
absolutely.
get the name of the song out. Yeah, I really like this song. And like the more I listen to it, I'm like, obviously this song came out in 1984. So I was like 5 years old, I think, something like that. So obviously it was not written for my enjoyment. But like when I'm listening to it, I'm like, what is the context that you would like jam out to this song? Because like it's such a big song for like such like a bummer theme. It's like, you
Right.
know, like it just seems like so like the level of sax is just so huge, and it's like I'm such a loser. I wasted my opportunity with you, and you're never gonna forgive me because I've messed up everything. I'm like, but the saxophone is so big.
Yeah.
So
But
I
it's like
really sometimes
it's
wonder what's the 80s about.
oh, yeah, that's just an entire that is the real question there. But I honestly I watch that now, and of course most people are aware that watch this pod that George Michael was gay. He passed away,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um and I think about these videos and just like I feel so bad for him
yeah,
that he can't be, he's this like I don't know, gigolo leading man with a woman, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
these videos, just he's selling something that is just so not who he is. And I feel very bad for him that
Yeah.
that was the space that we lived in to be able to make that money, you
But
know.
also like those shoulder pads, like his shoulders were like
Oh, well, honestly, that video, I feel like his face bothers me in that video. He's almost got a little canine action going on. It's just he's
mhm.
so head on into the camera, and there's just something about the shapes that he is portraying in that close
Yeah.
up that it just doesn't do well for my aesthetics that I enjoy.
I
Like
mean,
I'm just
yeah,
like
it's definitely not like the skinny jeans, sleeveless tank top, punk rock, like it's not
like
our
Faith,
type of, yeah,
but
it's
it's
not
not
our,
Faith. It's not the Faith
yeah,
video. It's not any
yeah,
other of his
yeah.
songs. Just like
Because also like I must have been just like the 1984 of it, because like his suit is so big and he looks like just like a little pencil, like his hair is too big for his face, his suit is too big for his
yes,
body,
yes.
and
That's
like his eyebrows are so sculpted. I'm like, was this what was happening in 1984? And maybe it was. Maybe like this was the height of cool in 1984 and we just were way too little to understand or appreciate it.
yeah.
But now that I look at, like, it's funny, like Annie Lennox in the Eurythmics, like you can tell it's the 80s because that is 1983. But her suit is so much more fitted, and maybe it's because she's female and they wanted her, like she's trying to be androgynous and he's trying to be androgynous at the same time, but they need to like play it differently. But I feel like Annie Lennox 1983 Sweet Dreams could still come out today and we wouldn't be like, oh, that's like definitely 1983. Like it's
Oh,
got
agreed.
a
Yeah.
vibe, but it's not like, well, what that's not, we're out of that. But I feel like Killer's Whisper, like that look, it just reminds me of Miami Vice.
Yes.
That's that Miami Vice aesthetic. And I just like I don't think of George Michael as like a Miami Vice aesthetic. And although like when he was with Wham, like with a little short, like the like hot pink short shorts, so maybe he is a little bit in the Miami Vice aesthetic, and I was just like the wrong age group to appreciate it. But then we were watching Waterfalls, and I'm like, I think we played that song before too. So I did not check the back catalog to see. Maybe we played all three of these songs already. And now we know that there's only whatever 150 songs that I know, and now we've cycled
Rhiannon
through all of them.
Rhiannon is circling back through her catalog. We've hit the deepest part of the Rhiannon well, in
I,
terms of music catalog.
well, I mean, I think that I I know a lot more songs than I can remember them,
Yes.
like, you know. Um, actually, I was thinking, so like we're at the end. Now we're just in friend talk. Uh, so I watch a lot of Drumeo, and they've been having a lot of people like, I don't know, play Twisted Sister. And I'm
Mm.
like, I feel like Twisted Sister did not get the recognition that they should have. But then also I'm like, do I know any song besides We're Not Gonna Take It? And I'm like, maybe I do. Because I remember them
Come on,
being
feel the noise.
cool. Oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
See, this is why it's a two-person podcast, because
Because I
you have the
remind you
power
that
of,
you know
yeah,
these things.
yeah, you have the power of recall, and I have the power of recognition. Okay. While we're on the topic of miscellaneous pop culture, there is a movie that I believe is on Prime, but it might be on Netflix. It's called Bottoms.
Oh my
And
gosh, we just watched it
oh
yesterday.
my gosh, yeah. So we watched it like 2 days ago. And like for the people who are into Lisa Frankenstein, I feel like any of our viewers who are into Lisa Frankenstein are also going to really enjoy Bottoms, because it is very much that same point of view on the world. Yeah. So what did you think? I thought it was so silly.
Look, honestly, I don't know what I felt about it
Yeah,
because it it was like I understood from the trailer what it was gonna be, right? It was just
yeah,
like the underdogs, but then also I don't think I realized that it would be that like over the top violence and blood
yeah,
and weird things and
yeah.
like over the top caricatures of everyone. So I think it started out, I was like, oh, this is funny. But I also felt like it was uber message slap in my face. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I love the one main character. I cannot remember her name, but she's in The Bear and pretty much in a
Oh,
lot of things now.
um,
Um
yes, 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 yes.
yes.
I can't
Um
remember her name, but yes, not
yeah.
PJ, the other one.
Yes. But so like I thought it had funny parts and then, spoiler alert at the end, the big finale fight scene, there
Yeah,
was tons of blood and guts and whatever and it was funny. I just like maybe it just like had continuity issues or something, like the absurd wasn't fully
yeah,
flowing or it was trying to be like half sincere, half absurd, but I enjoyed it,
yeah.
but it didn't feel fully amazing or good. Like I just walked away going, "Did I like that?" Like I think I liked
Hmm.
some of it. I was genuinely entertained.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I
oh,
think that um like once I clued in to that it was a satire, then I
mhm,
got a lot more into it. Like, yeah, like the first, I don't know, 10 minutes of it, like it's going to be a comedy.
yes.
And then once you're like, oh, this is a commentary not just on high school, but
Yeah.
also uh like food allergy culture and
Oh, yeah.
and
But just
and
immediately coming out of the gate though and just talking about like ugly and untalented gay versus you can be gay as long as you're like talented. Like that whole message was
yeah,
really funny. And
yeah,
the football players, just the women being accused of like being brutal. And
yeah,
there were a lot of like men accusing women of things that men usually accuse women of. And so
yeah,
a lot of that was pretty funny,
yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I liked it enough that I would want to watch it again and give it another shot, you
yeah,
know? But I feel like the trailer made it almost look like super bad, an American Pie, a Booksmart, like where I'm like, I'm a loser and I want to get laid. Let's have some confidence and do wild things, and then
yeah.
we will therefore get laid. Like
No,
that's
it
what
was
the
definitely
trailer kind
much,
of made it look like,
yeah,
and so I think like it just kind of messed with my expectations of what it was supposed to be.
yeah. I
So
mean, I feel like it is a little bit like super bad, but also a lot more like scary movie.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was just I was a victim of bad trailer
Hmm.
or what happened, but overall it was very entertaining though, for
Yeah.
sure.
I really liked it, and I thought it was cute and funny and very silly, which is my vibe.
Yes.
And definitely there were parts of it I'm like, well, like this is kind of over the top, but like if you can think about what Scary Movie was like, it's just like, it's definitely in that they need to go too far to remind you that's the whole point of this, is that it's supposed to go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
definitely.
like some of the plot twists, I was like, oh, this is unnecessary. But the movie's so short, like so like
You're right.
it's fine, the twists and the turns of it. But yeah, I do feel like the main will they won't they storyline of it. And I was like, I didn't really need that in the story. It's like not really
Yeah.
adding that much to the story, but I guess like there has to be a reason to keep watching the movie.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, we ended up watching that yesterday, so I'm not
Yeah, and
sure.
then we watched, maybe definitely since the last time we went on the podcast, I watched the Marvels, and that was also.
Oh,
Did we talk about that? I think we talked about that in Friend Talk.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Absolutely love that movie. So,
Yeah, definitely recommend that one as well. So yeah,
mhm.
definitely all the the female empowerment movies of, the Marvels, Bottoms, Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh, girl, I can't wait till you see that movie. You will be
Yeah,
so, so happy.
yeah.
Everything
Oh,
about it is hilarious.
I'm already like, I cannot wait for that movie to be on streaming. And then, since we're gonna like, I'm gonna press record, I'm gonna stop record, I'm gonna wait for the video to render, and then I'm gonna try to get this up right away. Like, the Oscars were just like 2 days ago. I didn't watch them. I heard that Oppenheimer won. I still haven't seen that movie, so I'm like, will I
Girl,
ever? I don't know.
you need to. It's
I do?
definitely not absurd, but it is a great movie. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it really puts the human element into the bomb, and
Yeah.
they're just the characters are great, the acting's great, all the things. Yeah, I mean
Mhm.
it's a longer movie, right? You need to sit, totally worth it. I think we've watched it
Yeah.
2 or 3 times now. It's great. Absolutely great.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have it's
And
streaming.
I can't spoil it. You know what happens at the end.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So, um it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't, it's streaming on Hulu now, and I just haven't like, I probably, it's gonna take me like 3 sittings to watch the whole thing. But yeah, we've been watching, well, not we, Sean's been watching, and then I just joined in the last 2 episodes. Some World War II pilots limited
Oh, yeah,
series,
it's Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air.
It's
Yeah.
streaming on, Apple
Yeah.
TV, I believe. That's one of those, we will watch anything, there's Band of Brothers. Basically, it's all the fronts of World War II. I'm sure Tom Hanks has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, he's the
Um,
executive producer of this.
yes. So,
Yeah.
Apple TV has him on lock to do all the things. And, we were just waiting for the last episode to air to binge watch it because we are those people. I don't like
Yeah.
things that come out serially. Like I'm waiting until a couple months from now when Shogun is over on Hulu.
Hmm.
Then we will binge watch accordingly. But
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
war movies are not like, I I find action scenes very boring. Like driving, flying, shooting. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be 7 minutes of this. I'm gonna take a nap. So typically these World War II limited series, not they're not really for me.
yeah,
But Sean's like, no, 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 it's mostly about them being friends. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
that
I
I'm
mean,
into.
have you ever
Yeah.
seen Band of Brothers
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah. Oh my
and
God, this man
the
is addicted to
Pacific?
this Band of Brothers. The Pacific, I fell asleep. Band of Brothers, I've watched in its entirety multiple times, and
Yeah,
I feel like the writing and the friendship angle of that one was much stronger than the Pacific.
yeah,
Pacific, I found very not for me.
yeah.
Um, and you know, like, there's this movie that Tom Hanks, I don't know if he's in it or if he produced it, but it's about like this last supply run from
Greyhound.
the
We've seen it like
Greyhound.
4 times.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Love
So
it.
I'm like, is there enough happening? Is there enough happening that I'm gonna stay awake? Like, is there enough
Yes.
exposition, external dialogue? Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes. Oh, yes. It's fantastic.
yeah. So I haven't watched that one yet. So I don't know. Like, normally the war movies are like his own thing, because I'm like, I can take a 2 hour nap if that's what we're gonna do today. But yeah, so far the Masters of the Air, like, it's good. There's a lot of like the interpersonal side of what's going on in it, and like sides of the experience that are not normally part of the retelling of World War II.
Yeah.
And actually Tom Hanks, he he was on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and I think it was a while back. But he was talking about like, when he chooses these World War II stories to develop into whatever they're going to be, he really likes the stories that are from before it was obvious we were going to win the war. Like, he
Yeah.
really likes to show how we were all really scared. Everyone was terrified, like everyone was afraid to die. These were not a professional military class. These were like school teachers and like random people that got drafted, like doing the best they could
Yep.
and just like showing that human side of it. So like that definitely comes out in this miniseries. So like, which was also what was good about Band of Brothers, because like it really was like, hey, how did 20 regular guys come and change the tide of the war? It's a very similar, like, that's what Tom Hanks loves to tell that story, and this is
Yeah.
right there in his wheelhouse. So you will like it. I think it's got 2 more episodes. I think it's a 12 episode series. So, and I think
Yeah.
they just did 10. So I
Girl,
think there's a couple more.
I am a nerd. I went to IMDb to see when the last episode came out and I put it on my calendar.
Well, we've been
Yep.
watching it week by week, and it's pretty good. You'll
Yeah,
like it.
that's
It was good.
awesome. That's very
Yeah.
cool. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we have so many things to catch up on. I don't have anything extra to share with you today, but I'm sure I will. So,
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'm about to enter my new era where I don't need a babysitter, so my life might be back.
ooh wee.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But okay, I'm gonna stop recording and then I'm gonna try to get this posted as soon as possible. So
Sounds
I'll
good.
talk to you later.
See ya.
All right.